You're listening to Scotty and Andrew, and this is Fun with Horror.
Ziggy, hi. I love you, buddy. I love you. Yeah, look at you. Okay.
Go ahead.
Oh, are we going?
Yeah.
You didn't know countdown? You're just going to let me
I
start?
did. I started
telling
it.
my cat how much I love him? Great. Yes. Hi, everybody.
I can edit that.
Oh, hello, all you cannibals out there. You're listening to Fun with Horror, the weekly movie review podcast in which my buddy Andrew and I give each other movies to watch, and then we discuss them the following week. We have two rules. Number one, whoever chooses a movie has to choose a movie they've never seen. And number two, we both have to watch the movie before we discuss it. So last week, Andrew.
Yeah. Hi, bud.
Oh, you're there. Okay,
I'm there.
good.
Don't worry. I just
Not
you know
doing
how
this
I
by
get.
myself. I was scared.
No.
I was a little nervous. It was just me and Ziggy.
Don't be nervous.
Anyway, yeah. So last week, I picked the Hulu exclusive Fresh.
Ooh. Really liked how you did that.
Fresh. It's directed by Mimi Cave. And, it stars Sebastian Stan and Daisy Edgar-Allan Poe. Daisy Edgar-Jones.
There you go.
Yeah. Happy Friday. Tuesday.
Tuesday, that's right.
Tuesday. Happy Tuesday.
Happy
Wow.
Tuesday, and today is not Friday. Wink.
How are you, buddy?
I'm good, man. I'm good. How are you?
I think you threw me with not doing the countdown.
I'm sorry.
And just letting me talk to my cat.
I'm sorry. I know. Well,
I'm like, wait, are we actually recording, or am I just talking to you?
Well, the good thing is if we want, I can cut that out, the whole intro, but it was just sweet hearing you talk to Ziggy.
You know, I have a feeling you're not going to want to cut it.
I know I won't.
And this is why I love you as an editor.
Oh, thank you, buddy. This is why I love you.
Welcome. You're the best, seriously.
Oh, stop. Thank you.
Aw.
Stop.
Stop. God.
Well, honestly, I'll
Why
say
do
this.
we love each other so much?
I know. Well, it's anytime I hear your voice, I'm just captivated. So that's why I was so quiet.
Anytime I hear your voice, the pants come off.
Welcome to Fun with Horror, ladies and gentlemen.
Speaking of pants coming off,
Yes.
I thought I should mention that for anybody who has seen that we released a bonus episode on Friday,
Yes.
I just want to let everybody know, if you have any hesitation to listening to it, okay? Look at what day it was released.
Yes.
I mean, if you listened to it already, great. You got it, wonderful.
Yeah.
But if you haven't listened to it and you're like, I'm not going to listen to anything that has to do with that disgusting film,
Right.
a Serbian film.
Right.
Ugh. Just look at what day we released it and trust us and just give it a listen.
Yes. Yes.
You'll be okay. Maybe you won't, because I don't know.
It really depends on the person, I guess.
What we do talk about isn't much better, but
You're right. At least
have you
in
seen
my
any
eyes.
movies lately, buddy? Oh, you're in your eyes, the light, the heat. That's right, Peter Gabriel.
What's happening today?
I'm just trying to ask you how you are,
Oh yeah, I'm good.
and if you've seen any movies.
I'm good. I mean, I watched Fresh, but other than that,
Yeah, I mean, other than that.
No, not really. Actually, I feel like I've been watching
Okay.
TV shows, but no, I haven't watched any movies lately.
Okay.
Yeah. What about you?
Oh, I mean, it's kind of the same.
Yeah.
I did start to watch The Birds
Oh yeah.
by Alfred Hitchcock. I got about halfway through. and I think I got about 40 minutes left in it.
Nice.
And it's funny. It's one of these movies that, actually, I watched a couple movies. This one and A Clockwork Orange. I watched A Clockwork Orange last week.
Ooh.
And these, ooh,
I love that.
these are movies. What? Are you kidding?
No, I love A Clockwork Orange.
Let's talk in a second.
Okay.
But anyway, these movies are movies that I'm pretty sure I saw when I was a kid, but then when I watch them now, I think to myself, did I actually watch these? Because I don't remember much of the movie. I remember the famous scenes, like in Clockwork Orange. I remember the beginning, and I of course remember the scenes with his eyes open, held open, and he's watching the vids.
Mm-hmm.
And but yeah, so I don't know whether to put down that this is the first time I've seen these movies. I don't know.
Interesting. Yeah, I've definitely had that as well. Where well, yeah, we've talked about it on the podcast. There's been a few movies where I was like, I don't know if I actually did see this movie. But yeah, I kind of like when that happens. It's like you get, if you had seen it, it's like you get to watch it for the first time all over again. Depending on the movie.
I feel like I'm watching them for the first time all over again.
Right.
I really do.
Yeah.
This is what's great about somebody with a crappy memory like myself. It's like I get to see movies for the first time multiple times.
That's awesome. That's
yeah,
a
thank
gift.
you. Keeps on giving.
Yep. Oh, yeah.
But you like Clockwork Orange.
Yeah, mind you, it's probably been 15 years since no, less than that. Maybe 12 years since
Do you
I've
remember
seen
the whole
it.
movie?
No. I can honestly say I don't remember the whole movie, but I just
See?
Yeah.
So it's not just me. It's not just me.
No.
Like, what happens to Alex after he's made to watch the vids? Do you remember that much?
Without spoiling
Don't tell
much.
me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Do you?
yeah.
You do remember?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I'm glad to hear you liked it because I'm surprised.
Oh.
And I don't know, maybe I'm just getting old, but movies are hitting me differently these days.
Oh, funny.
I feel like Titan changed something inside me. I mentioned it last week when I talked about watching Crash,
Oh, yeah.
but I'm starting to like these movies, these metaphorical movies, even more than I did previously. I don't know what's going on with me, buddy.
No, I like that. So wait, did you like A Clockwork Orange then? This time? Like, well,
Dude,
what?
I mean, it's hard to watch. It's got some rough imagery, but it's a brilliant movie, and it's like one of the most well-made movies I've ever seen. Every single shot, every single moment in that movie is just so beautifully shot.
Mm-hmm.
And Malcolm McDowell is unbelievable.
He's so good in that movie.
And I'm not going to get into it, but that's the thing with that movie, and it's kind of the hard thing about it, but also the brilliant thing about it is that you are not supposed to root for Alex.
Right.
And I'm talking about the character, not your brother. I root for your brother.
Yeah. Shout out
But
to Alex.
You're not supposed to root for Alex in A Clockwork Orange. He's a really evil person.
Yes.
But Malcolm McDowell makes you want to keep watching him. And it's so problematic in I don't know. Is it a good way? Yes, I think so.
Yeah. Yep. I know. It's a treat of a movie.
It's like rooting for the Joker in The Dark Knight.
Right. Right.
Because Heath Ledger is so good.
Yes. Yep. Those are my favorite.
I mean, you're not really rooting for the Joker.
No, but you just can't take your eyes
know.
off them, or him.
Yeah. I mean, I don't think you've seen it yet. Wait, have you seen Joker?
I have. I've seen Joker. Mm-hmm.
Okay. So there you go. Another one.
Yep.
I think Joaquin Phoenix is so amazing in that movie, but he's not a likable person.
No, not at all.
Anyway.
Yeah.
Anyway. We could do a whole episode about anti-heroes, or they're not even anti-heroes, really.
No, just likable evil characters.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Or evil characters that you can't stop watching.
There you go. Yes, that's better.
Man. All right.
All right.
I think we should get on to our movie, though.
Let's do it.
I don't know how you do it, Molly. Do it. Dating people. No. You do not need a man, okay? So don't play the games. Just be you, straight out the gate.
Do you live around here? Because I live on aisle 6. Oh, it's terrible.
Was kind of terrible.
Scotty, you picked another new
Andrew.
movie. Hi, buddy. You picked another new movie, this one from 2022. Or I guess I picked the last 2022 movie, but you picked another new movie that came out very recently. And that is, as mentioned earlier, Fresh, which came out March 4th. And as those that have been listening, for the last few weeks at least anyway, know that we are now doing a relatively new thing, which is a 3-minute recap of the movie before we kind of dive into our notes and thoughts and everything else about the movie. So before I have you do your 3-minute recap, of course, this is everyone listening, this is your spoiler warning. We are going to talk all about the movie Fresh. We will talk about all spoilers, all details. So if you have not watched this movie and you do not want spoilers, now is the time to pause the podcast, go watch Fresh, which is on Hulu. It's a Hulu original. And then come back and listen to the rest. Or if you are okay with spoilers, keep listening. We love to have you here with us. Whew, there we go. Without further ado, Scotty, are you ready for the 3-minute, as I get my stopwatch ready, are you ready for your 3-minute review? Or not review, 3-minute recap?
Recap.
Thank you.
Yes.
Alrighty, my friend. I am going to start the timer in 3, 2, 1.
Okay, so Fresh is about Noah, who is played by Daisy Edgar-Jones, and she is a young woman who is having dating problems. Maybe dating problems. She's trying out dating. She's doing the online dating thing. She's doing the dating app thing, and she starts out with a douchebag of a dude, and but then in a supermarket she meets Steve, played by Sebastian Stan, and they start getting along. They're all charming and cute together, and the next thing you know it, they are sleeping together after a date. And then Steve asks Noah if she would like to go away for the weekend. And so they go, and she doesn't know where they're going to go, but Steve tells her they're going to go to Cotter's Grove. And they get to this house because he says the traffic is bad, so they're going to have to leave in the morning. We should spend the night at my house, right? So they get to his house. He makes her a drink. The next thing you know, she's passing out, and she's passed out. And 33 minutes into the movie, the beginning credits roll. Brilliant. So next thing you know, she's waking up in a room. You find out that Steve has kidnapped her and locked her up and says that he is going to start he's a surgeon, and he's going to be taking her flesh and sending it to people so that they can eat her body. And it's going to be long and slow and painful. So she finds out that there's other girls, and then she reads in a magazine, and I got to hurry this up. She reads in a magazine that this one girl says, he likes you. If you're reading this magazine, he likes you. Use it. And so she starts flirting with Steve. She asks Steve, what does the meat taste like? And this is after Steve has cut pieces out of her butt. And so she's asking him, what does it taste like? So he's like, why do you want to know? So then he gives her some food, and she eats it. Ooh. And then she acts like she's intrigued, and she kind of likes it. And so then Steve asks her for another dinner. And you find out, meanwhile, that Steve is married, and her friend Molly has tried to find her, but now Molly's kidnapped. And then they go on this one final date, and she basically ends up biting Steve's penis off, and then all the three girls escape, and they beat Steve up, and they end up killing him. And then his wife, she comes up and she tries to kill Noah, but Noah kills her in the end of the movie.
Woo! About 11 seconds or so left, man. That was good.
That was terrible.
No, that was perfect.
There was so much I was leaving out.
No, well, that's why we're going to talk about those things. But
Yeah, but man, that I did so much better with Titan, which is a much more complex movie. Oh my lord.
dude, I thought that. Stop it! I thought it was really good, and I think our listeners will think the exact same thing. That was perfect.
All right. All right.
Oh man, so that, like I said, that was excellent. However, of course, the first thing we all want to know, what did you think of the movie Fresh?
Well, you want to know, right?
Oh, absolutely.
You'd like to know what I think of this movie.
Yeah, I really want to know.
Did you watch it twice?
I did. Did
Okay.
you watch
I'm
it
just
twice?
making sure.
Oh, okay.
Oh, of course.
Oh, good.
I thought this movie was great. I watched it with the girlfriend, and that was one of the reasons I picked it, is because she wanted to see it. And I had a couple movies in mind, but when she said she wanted to see it, it flew to the top of my list. So, yeah, we had a great time. She especially loved it because the movie is very much a woman's point of view. It's directed by a woman, Mimi Cave, who does a fantastic job. And yeah, she was, she was cheering for the girls at the end. But yeah, I liked it. I had a couple of small little issues with it, which we'll talk about. But what about you, my friend? What did you think?
I loved this movie a whole lot. I watched it with my wife. I watched it with Cindy, and she said, "Say this on the podcast." I said, "Okay," and she said, "This is her favorite movie of 2022." She loved it.
All right. Well, she obviously didn't see Texas Chainsaw Massacre.
She did.
Oh, she did? Wait,
Yeah.
she did? She saw the new one?
Yeah. Yep. She watched it with me.
Okay.
Yep.
Oh. Oh, that's right. Oh.
Oh yeah.
It was Censor that she wanted to see but hadn't seen yet.
Right. Yes. Yep. That was the one.
But that's 2021 anyway. Anyway.
Anyway.
Okay, so we both really love the movie. That's awesome.
Yeah.
Is there anything that you didn't care for in the movie?
The only thing that was, it was two things, and they both involved the same person. One, it was Paul. Well, the person was Paul, the bartender.
Oh yeah.
One,
Yes.
the first thing that I have is, how did he find that house? Because the GPS that he got.
Oh, I know that one.
How?
He took a screenshot of the GPS before it went away.
But I thought that was from Molly. She sent it to him. Here's the address I'm at. In case something happens. But that was the home address with Stan's wife.
That's a good point. That's a good point.
So I don't know how he got that address, but
I guess we could just say that, I don't know. No, that's a great point.
okay.
Yeah. I don't know how he got that address.
All right. So that was my first thing. My second thing is when he does show up at the end to,
Yeah.
and you think he's gonna be the hero or whatever. I thought the scene, like, I get it, haha, but it just felt like we didn't need that there. Like, it just was, there was no reason for that scene, I guess. So I was like, you could have just cut that and we'd be fine.
Yeah, I wrote that too. Like, there was no point whatsoever.
Yep.
It didn't add anything to the movie. It just added a sense of, like, what?
Yep. Agreed.
So it would have been more funny if he had gotten involved, even if he just got killed,
Yeah.
Like if the wife killed him.
Yeah. Yes. Yep. But yeah.
Yeah.
Other than that, that's it.
I also felt that in the last act of the movie,
Mm-hmm.
I felt that it did get a little bit tropey.
Okay. Yeah.
There was a few things that it just made me question human nature. Like the first time I watched the movie,
Mm-hmm.
okay, I was actually slightly bothered by how easily she went away on this weekend with this guy who, she had slept with, he's charming, but there were a bunch of red flags, and Molly was calling them out.
Yes. Yep.
And I kind of wish they had been a little bit smarter about all that. Like had Steve be a little bit smarter.
Yes. I agree.
You know, like not make it such a mystery, have like a fake Instagram or something.
Yeah.
Yeah, but the second time I watched it, and let's be clear about something. First of all, I'm very curious.
Mm-hmm.
How much did you know about this movie going into it?
Pretty much nothing. I mean, I thought that he was it was a cannibal movie, that he was eating people, and that's kind of all I thought I knew. That's about it.
Okay. See, that's slightly more than I thought.
Oh.
I just knew it had something to do with cannibalism.
Oh.
I had no idea who was the cannibal. I didn't know if it was Steve, if he was going to get her into cannibalism. I didn't know what was going to happen. I didn't know that it was like a kidnapping type movie like that.
Yeah, that I didn't know. Yeah.
But you kind of had an idea that Steve was bad, and I didn't know. I wasn't sure. And so, but even, yeah, like Mary is sitting next to me on the couch, and every time Noah is doing something questionable, Mary's like, nope. It's like, oh, like when she had no service.
Right.
He's like, oh, service must be bad. And Mary's like, nope.
Yeah.
And like she gets to his house and she says, oh, do you have Wi-Fi? He's like, oh, the Wi-Fi must be acting up. Mary's like, nope.
Yep.
It's like, yeah, at what point, I don't know, man. Like, just wish it had been a tiny bit smarter with that.
Yeah. No, I totally, I get that, and I completely agree. Absolutely.
And then, you know, at the end, they had a chance. Like, okay, just jumping straight to the final act.
Right.
They're fighting Steve in the kitchen.
Yep.
And it's a very tense, awesome fight. And it's very realistic and believable because just he's got the upper hand, but the fact that there's three of them is giving them the upper hand.
Right.
And he's choking Noah on the island in the middle of the kitchen, and Molly comes up and kicks him.
Right.
And like, why didn't they just kill him at that point?
I thought that too.
That bothered me.
Yeah. Yep.
It's like all you did was kick him in the face, and it kind of looks like he fell back against a brick thing and hit his head, but the movie didn't really show us that clearly.
Right.
And if it had, maybe I would have felt a little bit differently.
That
But
would make sense.
yeah, they didn't follow up. They just kicked him and left, and I'm like, okay. And why did you leave the back of the house?
Right. Yes.
Like, why'd they go out the back? Why didn't you go out the front to the driveway?
Yeah. You're right.
If they had done that, at least they would have seen Paul.
That's true. You're right.
I don't know. Yeah, little tropey, my friend.
Fair enough. Nope.
The other thing this here's one other thing. I didn't catch this until the second watch.
Mm-hmm.
So when she's talking to Penny, they're in two separate rooms.
Right.
And they're talking to each other. She's not speaking very loudly, and Penny can hear her fine.
True.
So why can't she hear anything else?
That's true.
Like there's other things that happen that they just don't seem to hear at all.
Yeah.
You know? That means Penny would have heard every single conversation that she had with Steve in her room, but Penny doesn't react to any of those conversations really.
That's true.
So yeah.
Interesting.
So there's little tiny things. But here's the thing. The movie itself was so awesome and so much fun and did so many things so well that those things didn't bother me that much.
Yep. No, I totally agree with you. This was such an original movie. I've never seen one. I mean, sure, you've seen kidnapping movies and we've seen cannibal movies, but I don't know. The way it was put together, it was something very unique, and I liked that. I liked that it was different. It was fun.
Yeah, it was really good. I love the beginning.
Yeah.
Even the second time I watched the movie, I was wondering if I would get bored during the first 30 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
My second time, but my second time I actually enjoyed it just as much.
Nice.
I thought it was so cute and so much fun. And knowing who Steve actually was,
Yeah.
kind of shed all those scenes in a different light.
Mm-hmm.
And I love the fact that you just don't even think about the opening titles of the movie, and then they just suddenly pop up 33 minutes in,
Yep.
and you have a whole opening credits.
Yeah. Yep.
Freaking brilliant.
I know. It you know what it did? It brought me back to our Empty Man movie. I went, oh man,
Yes.
another one where we get a
Oh,
long intro.
Yeah, good one.
Yeah.
But I don't think the Empty Man gave us a full opening credits after that long intro. I think it just said the Empty Man, right?
Oh yeah, I think you are
I
right.
can't remember. Now I need to go back and watch the Empty Man.
Well, there we go. There's an excuse.
And everybody out there, everybody that's listening, we have an old episode in which we covered the Empty Man. So go back and listen to that. Thank you.
plug. I love it.
Just aside, my friend.
Yeah.
Do you know how hard it is? Like, now that we've done 35, 36 now episodes,
Yeah.
so many of these movies that we've covered get mentioned on social media. And do you know how hard it is for me not to comment under every single one?
Yes.
Oh, hey, we did an episode on that one.
Right.
And I hold myself back. Once in a while, I do.
Right.
But at the same time, I know what it's like if I'm commenting on something and somebody's like, oh, hey, I did a podcast episode about that.
Right.
And I'm like, oh, God. So I try not to. Forgive me, everybody, if I do. Anyway.
Yeah. I totally get it. I've had the same thing happen to me where I'm like, there's been a few times where I almost put the link and I went, nah, I don't know. It seems a little gross.
Yeah. Yeah. Self-promotion.
Yeah.
Oh. We promote ourselves when we're supposed to. But
Yes.
anyway, let's talk about this movie.
Yeah, man.
So, yeah, the first 30 minutes of the movie.
Yeah.
Go.
Oh, okay. No, I actually
What'd you think?
I was with you. Like, I thought, even though I knew he was bad, just because I knew he was some kind of cannibal, I put this note and I was like, Sebastian Stan, who plays Steve, I was like, he's charming. He's a charming guy. You know, I was like, he's charming. He's a doctor. He seems cool. Quick aside, when he first talks to her about the cotton candy grapes, we've had those here. And they are
they're
bomb.
so good.
I love those things. So
They're so good.
they really are. They taste like cotton candy.
He's correct.
Yes, exactly. So I went, I can trust him. He knows these things. But
I also love that the first guy she dates in the movie is named Chad.
yes. And I love that he's the one that texts her at the very end.
Yeah.
That's a nice little book.
I wrote that down too.
I just thought it was good.
Hey, you up?
Yeah.
And it's such a dude thing to text too.
It
Like
really
a girl who clearly didn't like you, and who you like. Well, not us. You and I don't think are like this.
No.
Just to be honest.
Yes.
But oh god, stereotypical dudes.
Yes.
Like who act a certain way toward a woman until she rejects them, and then they lash out, calling the woman the B word and.
Yeah. Oh my gosh.
But then, yeah, days later, they're like, "Hey, you up?"
Right.
Like, because they still think that they're God's gift to the world. And, God, I love that they had this character in here because it's so. Yeah, men, you're stupid.
Right.
Yeah. Never mind.
I'll drink to that.
I'll drink to that.
No,
So then, so Steve, yeah.
No, I was just gonna say I did love that intro scene though with Chad. I just thought it was so cringy and so realistic. You know, it set up the movie very well. I thought, and just kind of made me chuckle, but
Yeah.
also go, "Oh, this happens all the time."
That guy was great.
He was.
He did a great job of playing that douche.
He really did.
And also one other thing I that made me laugh both times. I've never heard anybody refer to somebody else as dickmatized. And after Noah sleeps with Steve, that's what Molly says about her. So that's why she goes away for the weekend with Steve, because she's dickmatized. That's fantastic.
So funny.
By the way, Brett Deer is the guy that plays Chad. And props to him. Such a small part, but so good.
I know, and I knew him, or actually, my wife knew him as well because she watched the show Jane the Virgin.
Oh, okay.
And
Okay.
he's the main guy in it. So.
Oh, I wonder. Mary's seen that. I wonder if Mary. I'll have to ask her later.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Yep.
So, okay. So yeah. So then Noah gets kidnapped, and oh boy, did that movie? This movie takes such a great turn at that point.
Yes.
And I just want to say, I am so like that. That was frightening because I'm scared of doctors.
Oh, yeah.
I'm the kind of person I go into a doctor's office. I have to put like music to my ear if they give me any kind of needle. Yeah, I'm terrified of doctors, and always have been.
I get you.
So the fact that he's going to be doing surgery on her is almost worse than just being a psychopath and killing her and cutting her up.
Yes. Nope. I totally agree with that.
And then you find out that he's cutting limbs off of other victims.
Yes. Ugh.
But yeah, so he's taking meat from these girls he kidnaps while they're alive because the meat has to be fresh, and he's selling this meat to a secret society of cannibalistic individuals.
Yeah.
Brilliant.
Yep. And I love
Yikes and brilliant.
Yeah, and I loved how he described it too. It's the 1% of the 1%. It's these people that have all this money and just can do whatever they want, sort of, or feel like they can do whatever they want. I thought that was kind of a brilliant line.
Yeah. And this is all I'm gonna say. It did remind me of Squid Game a little bit.
Yes. Yep.
That's all I'm gonna say.
Yep.
But yeah, and the fact that Steve is a really good chef, a good cook, and that whole scene where he is singing and he brings the leg out of the dumbwaiter and is preparing it. Sebastian Stan was phenomenal in this movie.
Agreed.
Like, not to take away from Daisy Edgar-Jones, because she was awesome too.
Yep.
But there was something that Sebastian Stan did where he barely changed his persona from the beginning of the movie to the body of the movie when he's supposed to be, when you know that he's an evil psychopathic dude.
Yes.
He hardly changed. He was charming in both areas. It's just your perception of who he now is.
Right.
Once you know who he is, he seems creepier.
Yes. Absolutely.
But he didn't. But if you watch him and don't think of that creepiness, he's still charming. He's still, and he's just nonchalant. And like when he's doing surgery on her, yeah, it's so funny how his head keeps popping into her view.
Right.
And okay, that's I guess another small issue I had with the movie.
Oh, please.
Because he cut. If you pause the movie, which I did the second time, he takes a big ass chunk. Excuse my language, or my pun, but he takes a big ass chunk out of her ass.
Yes.
And she was moving pretty quickly at the end of the movie.
Yep.
And it was almost like none of that had happened almost, you know?
Agreed. No, I had that same thought as well while watching. And it also didn't look like, I mean, it still seemed like she kind of had a butt. She was sitting at some point. I don't know. I just was like, oh, okay.
Well, yeah, when she sat, it made sure to show you that he had put down soft cushions.
Right. That's true. You're right.
But then, yeah, all the strenuous movement at the end. It would have been nice to have some reminder that, my butt, you know?
Yeah, agreed.
And also, I wasn't sure. It wasn't clear Molly. I'm not sure where Molly had pieces taken out of her.
It was her breast.
It was?
Yeah.
Wait, that was her breast?
Uh-huh.
That they ate? How
Yup.
did you know?
Well, that's what I took from it, because right before that we see she's the way she's situated in the operating room is she's laying on her back, and then at one point when they're fighting him, she grabs her chest. It was pretty subtle, but there's blood there as well, and she just kind of grabs it and goes, ugh. So
that's terrifying.
Yeah. Yep.
I mean, they disguise this movie like they disguise some of it so well, but there's such a terrifying undercurrent to this movie.
Yes.
As well as a stomach churning undercurrent that they also disguise really well. I did watch an interview with Mimi Cave, and there's the 2 scenes with Noah eating the meat.
Mm-hmm.
But Steve, they actually had a real chef preparing these meals. Oh. And the idea was to make the meals look like something you would eat.
Wow.
But have just something, like they used, I believe in some of the meals they used beets.
Oh.
Probably in the meat he prepared for the pasta meat.
Yep.
The first night. They used beets to make it a little more red than normal. Oh. They would do tiny little things just to subtly make the meat look just slightly off. And
that's good.
You knew in your mind that this was just a movie,
right?
And that they're just eating some regular meal.
Mm-hmm.
But the idea that they were they sold it so well.
Yes. Yeah.
That they were eating human meat.
Mm-hmm. You're absolutely right. It was gross.
What about the sound effects when they're eating?
Yes.
Did you notice that?
Yes. Every chew was so much louder than you would normally hear. Yep.
Yeah, so good.
Yep. Yeah. Those scenes were they were fun to watch, but like you said, I mean, it churned my stomach. It made me feel icky. Just gross. Just really gross.
Now, here's something that I thought.
Mm-hmm.
They made a choice. They made a choice with Peggy, right? Penny.
Oh, Penny. Yes.
The girl in the next room. Yep. You only hear her voice up to a certain point in the movie.
Right.
And when the camera flies over and reveals her, she's missing her leg.
Yes.
And thinking back in the movie, when she lost that leg. Because there's a point where Steve takes her out of the room, and she's kind of upbeat,
right,
talking to Noah to that point, and then when she comes back, she's like, she's done. She's depressed.
Yep.
Yeah, that's terrifying. But
yep.
What I wonder is what the effect would have been if we had actually seen a glimpse of Penny, like maybe that overhead shot earlier, and seen that she had both legs, and then what the impact would have been to see her a second time, and then all of a sudden she's missing a leg.
Oof. Ooh, that's good.
But I'm gonna say also that I loved Penny.
Yeah. Me too.
Penny was so unintentionally hilarious. I mean, first of all, they all 3 come out of the dumbwaiter.
Yeah.
At the end, when they're fighting Steve, first Noah, he opens it up and Noah kicks him.
Yep.
And then Molly comes out, but then comes Penny, and I mean, yeah, it's sad. He took her leg, but the way she and she falls out of the dumbwaiter because she kind of forgot that she didn't have a leg.
Yep.
And then the other thing, and excuse my language, but when they leave the house and they're running out back, and then Steve comes out, just Penny, the way she goes, "This fucking guy." That made me laugh so hard.
Yes.
So yeah, I loved Penny.
Yeah, I agree. However, I like I said, I agree Penny was great. However, I think of all the characters, my favorite was Molly.
Yeah?
Just because that's me. 100%.
Okay.
I'm the one that goes, "You sure about that? Something's off here. I don't like this. Are you sure about that?" That's me in a nutshell. So every time she would come on and say that, I go, yeah, that's exactly right. Tell her. And of course, no one listens, but
I'll be honest. As you're saying that, I'm thinking about all the characters, and I thought they were all great.
you're right. No, you are absolutely right.
I mean, Noah, Daisy Edgar-Jones as Noah.
Yeah.
That final dinner,
Yes.
she does the way she's written, but also the way she plays it off, like joking about the food that they're eating with Steve,
Yes.
is perfect.
Yep. Agreed.
She does everything perfect to win him over and to make, because you believe as a viewer,
Yeah.
you believe that, oh, she could actually turn to Steve's side
Right.
and become his new wife.
Right.
And you actually believe that Steve, if you put yourself in his place, you can totally see him falling in love with her
Yeah. Yep.
and saying, "Oh my God, this girl will eat these meals with me, and she won't give me any problem with it.
Right.
Like she'll become my accomplice in this, and we'll do this together, and we'll live happily ever after, eating people."
Mm-hmm. So my question to that is then,
Yes.
was his wife, I'm assuming, and they never really technically say, but was she, like Noah, was she a victim that...
Yes.
Okay. Because
I thought that was pretty clear.
Okay, that's
because-
what I figured, but...
Well, there was the scene where Molly goes to their house, and I kind of knew. I was like, Molly, don't go inside that house.
Yes, yeah.
It was a little bit predictable.
Agreed.
But not in a bad way. You exploring it as much as I can, and what I would do in that situation, I might have done the same.
Right.
Because the wife, Anne, played by Charlotte Le Bon, and by the way, JoJo T. Gibbs plays Molly. And she was, you're right, she was awesome.
Yep, she was great. Yep.
And Andrea Bang plays Penny.
Nice.
So everybody was so good. It's, even Paul, I didn't like his character, but
Agreed.
Deo Okaniyi, he did a great job.
Agreed.
So
yep.
Anyway, yeah, after she knocks out Molly, and she and him are standing at the sink.
Yes.
The moment they started to show her get ready for her shower, I was like, she's going to be missing a leg.
Oh, yep.
And sure enough, she was. And that, right there, that showed that she was a previous victim of his that won him over. But at that point, I was wondering if she was Sammy, the girl who left the message in the magazine.
That's what I thought as well. I had that exact same thought. Yes.
But then it's revealed when he's showing her all the cubby holes with all the girls' items in them, you see that Sammy is somebody else.
Yeah.
But, but you see, I did like the characterization of the wife, too, because she, unlike Noah, she was in love with Steve.
Right.
And she was willing to kill the girls over what they had done to Steve.
Right.
At the end,
Well, yeah. I mean, it
'Cause
almost...
part of me wondered if maybe she would thank them. And
Oh.
I almost kind of would have liked that better.
Yep. Agreed. Yeah.
If she had come to them and been like, thank you so much.
Mm-hmm.
You did what I didn't have the strength to do, or something like that,
Right. Right. And it makes you wonder, too. I mean, was it Stockholm Syndrome? I mean, was this... I don't know.
Yeah, you don't know.
Yeah, it's just... Yeah, it's interesting. Very interesting.
Because you also just hate Steve a little bit more for the power he can have over people.
Yes. Exactly.
But another moment I really liked was the first time that Noah eats meat.
Mm-hmm.
I love that she asked Steve, "Is it me?"
Yes, I have that note. Yep. Oh,
That was a great moment.
Yeah, so gross.
Because, yes, I would wonder that, too.
Yeah, exactly. Oh, girl.
And, yes, we have to talk about the dance scene at the end.
Yes.
So good.
I loved it. Actually, I loved
could-
both dance scenes in this movie.
Yeah, I like the first one too.
Yeah.
Well, there's 3. You know, you could argue that Steve preparing the food,
True.
the leg,
You're right.
is kind of a dance scene too.
Yep.
But yeah, there's a single moment, and I know you know the moment I'm talking about
Mm-hmm.
in the final dance scene where they just fall briefly into this little choreographed unison
Yep.
dance, and it's just so surreal
Yes.
and so good.
Yes. I loved it. I loved that moment. I don't even know. It just was so, like, her expression on her face doing this looked almost painful, to be doing this dance with him, but having to do the exact same movements that he is. It was like she was, like dinner, she was tricking him, but just the expression on her face of saying, I hate
It was
this.
perfect.
It was so good. So
Because
good.
here's a thing that they get wrong in movies all the time.
Mm-hmm.
They have a character in a position like she's in.
Right.
You can see in her face that she's lying to him.
Right.
And as an audience, you're like, he would be able to tell,
Right.
you know?
Yes.
And this is I'm talking about other movies, not this one.
right.
In this movie, you believed her yourself, even though you knew that she was manipulating him and leading him on. You felt like maybe there was a chance she wasn't. And
Right.
I thought that was brilliant.
Yes. Yep. You are absolutely right.
And, you know, I wonder how many of these are decisions by Daisy and how many are by the director.
Yeah.
And real quick, another aside here.
Mm-hmm.
Mimi Cave,
Yes.
yet another female director
Yeah, dude.
to watch. And we've been covering quite a few amazing female directors lately.
Yeah, we have, man. It's been awesome.
And it's so impressive. And I'm so glad that these female directors are finally getting their day.
Agreed.
We started with Nia DaCosta doing Candyman,
Yep.
and you know how much I love that movie.
Oh, me too.
Boy.
Oh, me too.
Oh, boy.
Oh, yeah.
Then Julia Ducournau
Mm-hmm.
for Titan.
Titan.
And we'll talk about her again in a second. Then Prano Bailey Bond for Censor, and now Mimi K for Fresh.
Yeah, man. It's been an
So,
awesome ride. It's been awesome.
Big applause to these female directors. They're
Absolutely.
incredible. But yeah, see, now I'm thinking, buddy, I think you're ready to watch Raw.
Yes. Yeah. Yeah, dude.
You know, Julia Ducournau. Like, oh man,
Yep.
there's things I want to say, but I can't because you haven't seen Raw. And I think this movie is a good stepping stone, or step. Yeah, is it stepping stone?
Yeah,
maybe?
stepping stone. You said it right. Yeah. Stepping
It's a
stone.
step towards Raw.
Yep.
Let's just say that.
Okay.
A few other things. The music.
Oh, yeah, dude.
The music was fantastic.
Mm-hmm.
Again, one of the best scores of all the movies we've covered.
Yeah. I would agree, man. It was awesome.
It was composed by Alex Summer, who some people may remember. So Sigur Rós is one of my favorite bands in the world.
Nice.
A lot of people know Sigur Rós.
Mm.
The lead singer is named Yonsei, and his ex-boyfriend is named Alex Summer.
Oh.
They've done albums together. Alex has played with Sigur Rós before.
Cool.
I love he's done other movie scores, but this is the first one I've really heard.
Oh.
Unfortunately, it's not available for purchase yet.
I wonder if that's... Huh. That's weird.
Yeah, it's not available on iTunes or anything. So I'm hoping that it gets released soon because I really wanted to listen to this music later.
Yeah, for sure.
Also, the director of photography, the cinematographer, his name is Pavel Pogorzelski. I
Okay.
hope I said that right.
Mhm.
I know I said the first name right because I heard it today.
Nice.
But Pavel, he was also the cinematographer for Hereditary, Midsommar, and
whoa.
Nobody.
Oh, whoa. Okay.
Yeah, he's fantastic. He is
Wow.
incredible. And Mimi I heard her in an interview talking today about how lucky she felt to have him for this movie, and he did an amazing job.
Agreed. Yep. Absolutely. He was great.
And, buddy, I'll tell you something else.
Please.
We worked on this movie at my place of business.
No way.
Yeah, before my time.
Oh.
But actually, I am working on a film right now, and the final colorist is his name is Alistair Arnold.
Mm-hmm.
He colored fresh.
Cool.
So I actually stopped him in the hallway yesterday, I believe, and I told him that we had just watched Fresh and we were doing it for our podcast, and that I loved the look and everything. So
Oh, that's awesome, dude.
yeah, it's awesome.
That's so cool. Oh, I love when stories like that. That's so cool.
It's so crazy. I love, like it's so cool to do movies and then find out that, like, see people I know in the credits,
Right.
especially like movies that we cover. So yeah, it's pretty cool.
Yeah. I remember the first time, well, I won't say because it'll say your last name. But I remember watching a movie in the theater, and I took a picture in the theater because it was your name on the credits. I still have that picture.
Wait, which movie was that? Was that The Collector?
Yeah, but the only reason I didn't say that is because now people can go look up your last name.
Oh, that's fine.
Okay.
That's fine.
Yes, it was The Collector.
People can find it if they join our Facebook group. They're going to know both of our last names.
That's
so
true. Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
It's fine.
Yeah.
The
Okay.
most popular, like one of the most watched horror YouTube channels in the world, we know their last names. So.
That's true. Yep. I don't mind. Yeah. I don't mind.
It's fine.
Okay. But yes, that was the movie, and I thought it was so cool because I knew you. I was like, oh, there he is.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I remember working on The Collector. That was fun.
Nice.
Anyway.
Sorry.
So the other interesting thing I wanted to know, because I want to know more about this secret society of cannibals.
Me too.
It seems like the logo on the boxes and on the plates that they were using was a horned goat. So are they a satanic group?
That's what I thought as well.
Did you think that?
Yep,
Okay.
that's exactly what I thought. And then I thought there's a lot of, I mean, the movie's great. It's great. Leave it, but there's definitely room for like a sequel or even a prequel because we don't really of him, how he got into this business and all that. So, there's definitely some things that were left unanswered that could easily be in like another one.
What if we find out later that Noah has moved on and she is now preparing meals for these people?
Oh, dang.
Because she did get a taste, and like Steve said, once he got a taste, he couldn't stop, and there you go. Mimi Cave, there's your sequel.
There you
Bam!
go. Done.
Noah kidnaps a man.
Yep. Oh my gosh. Brilliant. I love it.
She's like, yep, Steve said women taste better. I say that's BS. Men
Yep.
taste just fine.
And then she goes and gets Paul. There we go. We brought Paul back. Or
Yeah, but
no,
then he just
Chad.
leaves.
Get Chad. Eat
Oh, Chad.
Yeah.
Chad. I was going to say, Paul just shows up at the house and then he leaves. And
Right.
there's like no point in Paul's presence again. I mean, Paul was not entirely useless in the movie. Okay?
Right.
He did give Molly his name.
You're right.
Steve's real name and all that. So
It's true. It just that scene was just so odd. It was just an odd moment. Like, and I get it. It was there for humor and kind of going against the horror movie of like, oh, I'm not staying here. I'm out. But I don't know. It just felt so distracting at that last moment.
it did.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think the humor landed quite like it should have, at least
Right.
for me.
Me too.
But also, here's my last little thing.
Yeah.
One thing that stayed on my mind at the very end of the movie was, okay, great, they killed the wife now, and Steve's dead, but what about that assistant guy?
I thought that too.
The bodyguard, assistant,
Mm-hmm.
whatever he was.
Yep. I thought the same thing because they're out there in the middle of nowhere, really.
Yeah, and he's in on everything.
Yep.
He's so in on everything that she's like telling him to whatever, dispose of the body or something.
Yeah. Yeah.
So yeah, he could, I don't know.
I agree. I have
Just a little loose end. It doesn't bother me that bad because he's just maybe he's just like a mindless servant, and he's going to run off and, protect the group
Right. Nope.
or the society, whatever.
I agree. I have one more note of something that I enjoyed. I just
me
thought it
with
was
it,
well
buddy.
written. I'm jumping back to when she's drugged by Steve. I thought it's horrifying, but I thought it was brilliant how he gets her to drink, like kind of all of it, and that was because obviously she trusts him, and so she'll drink the drink that has the stuff that's gonna knock her out. But I just thought it was brilliant how he goes, "Can you taste anything special in there?" She takes another sip, and she guesses, and he says no, and then she takes another sip and guesses, and I was like, oh, that's so smart. Like, horrifying, but so smart to get her to drink almost that whole thing without saying, like, finish your drink, keep drinking, I don't know. It's something I...
And also, as she's, like, fading off, the way he's just talking to her like normal.
Yes.
Like, acting like nothing weird is happening at all.
Yep. Oh, yeah.
That was... He doesn't act differently until she actually passes out.
Yes. Oh, man. Yeah,
Sebastian Stan was so good.
He was so good in this.
Sebastian Stan, if you're listening to this, you're so good.
You are. You're just good.
You're good. We love you as Bucky too, so
yeah,
you're good.
You got a place in our hearts, man.
You've got a future in this business. Should we do our 3 questions?
Let's do it.
Who would cross the bridge of death must answer me these questions 3.
All right, Scotty. Question number 1. Sorry, I looked at my phone.
Okay.
What is your favorite death/kill?
Okay.
Fresh?
Yeah, actually, I'm sitting here thinking about it, and there's not too many.
There's really not. You're right. There's not.
Wait, so there's Steve, obviously.
Right.
His wife.
Yep.
And she gets the key to the neck.
Yes. Yeah.
Steve gets just everything. See, I think I got to go with Steve.
Yeah.
Are there any deaths I'm not thinking of though?
I honestly think it's just those 2.
Yeah, he doesn't kill anybody else
Huh?
that we've seen. Like, yeah, so we can't really count the girls he's killed previously because we don't see them.
Right.
But yeah, like Steve gets his penis cut off or bit off.
Yeah. Oh my god.
And then he gets beat to hell by the girls.
Mm-hmm.
He gets stabbed in the leg.
Yep. Yep.
Hit over the head with that with the meat thinger.
You're right.
What's the meat thinger?
Tenderizer.
Thank you.
Yep.
The meat tenderizer. Wow. And then finally Noah shoots him in the face.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think I got to go with Steve.
I'm right there with you. It has to be Steve. Yeah, he gets.
Plus, you wanted him to die.
Exactly. Yep. Totally agree.
See, and that's another Sebastian Stan. Once again, we are standing for Sebastian Stan. But yeah, he played such a charming guy, and I enjoyed watching him so much. But at the same time, yeah, I wanted him to die.
Yeah. Oh yeah. And oh boy, did he die. Yeah. Anywho, question number 2 then. Is this movie scary?
Actually, I think the movie does a good job of making you feel better by the end of it, but there are parts of this movie that are terrifying.
Yeah.
If you stop and think, like, I was honestly, the moment he told Noah what he had planned for her, I was terrified for Noah.
Yep.
And the fact that when she tries to escape, he punishes her by doing surgery and taking parts of her butt out.
Yes. Oh my gosh.
Like, he was actually terrifying because he was so normal and charming.
Yep.
But he had no, it seemed like he had no sympathy for the girls. But he actually kind of did for Noah, so that's why he ended up dead. But yeah, like I think this movie is actually terrifying.
Yeah. I totally agree. It reminded me a lot of what probably Ted Bundy was like, just a very charming guy that was a handsome guy and people liked
Yeah.
him. But boy, he was
minus the doctor part
right,
of it.
exactly, yeah, minus the doctor side of things. But no, I agree. It was frightening for pretty much everything you said. I thought the same thing of like, man, that's what talk about torture. Talk about torture. This is the worst.
Yeah. I mean, it didn't stick with me afterward.
Agreed.
But see, I could see it sticking with a female, with a woman afterwards.
Yeah.
Because the stuff that they have to put up with. Ugh.
Yeah. Yep.
Like, yeah. Mary posted on Facebook after we watched it, and she said, "I'm so glad that I'm single, or that I'm not single and dating."
Yep.
Because yes, this can happen. Now, like I said, I do think a lot of girls would have been more careful,
Right.
and not gone away on a weekend without any way of contacting their friends. But Steve did a pretty good job of, I don't know. I'm not going to get back into that.
No. Yep. All right, we'll jump into 3 then, which I think we know. But did you have fun with horror?
Yeah, I did. I love this movie.
Yeah.
Despite my tiny little issues with it, I thought it was a fun movie. I think and I think I wish I hadn't even known that it had to do with cannibalism.
Yeah. Yep. Me too.
Can you imagine watching this movie and just thinking it's some kind of romantic comedy, and then 33 minutes in, things just change?
Right? I actually thought about telling people, like, I wanted to call my sister and be like, it's such a cute, like, funny, charming little movie, love story, and because just see if she'd go with it.
Yeah, it's about the dangers of dating.
Yep. Yeah.
So, yeah, we both liked Fresh then.
Yep.
We both
absolutely.
loved it. Big recommend.
It's a thing. So, I'm not gonna kill you right away. Because the fresher the meat, the better. So, I'm gonna keep you alive for as long as I can. Unless you act up. All right?
Okay, so that was Fresh.
Yes.
We are moving on, Andrew,
Yes.
to your pick.
It's me?
It's a you.
It's me? Oh, I probably should have picked something then.
Well, you better pick something off the top of your head.
Oh, boy. Okay.
What is our next movie, my friend?
Our next movie is another relatively newer movie from 2021.
2021.
Mm-hmm. And that is Antlers.
Oh, very good.
Thank you. It's one I don't know anything about this movie, to be honest, but I've heard it's good.
Yeah, I know barely anything.
Good.
You and I had a conversation this past week.
Yes.
And I told you that I'm pretty sure I know what my next movie is going to be.
Uh-huh.
And you said, well, I wonder if we are thinking of the same movie.
I did. I remember that.
I'm happy to tell you that we are not.
Oh, okay. Well, perfect.
In fact, Antlers is one of those movies that I want to see, but I keep forgetting about it. So I'm glad you remembered it, and I'm glad you picked it.
Yes, good. And
This is going to be fun.
I know. I saw the poster recently and was like, "Oh yeah, that one." I knew that had to be it. So
Now, just to warn you, my friend, I have heard mixed reviews on this one.
Ooh, okay. All right. I'm excited. We both are.
We both are.
But anyone that does want to see it, of course, you can rent it on all the, Amazon, Apple, of course. But if you do have an HBO Max account, it is on there right now. So if you have HBO Max, go and take a watch, not listen. But watch Antlers from 2021.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, so this one's directed by Scott Cooper, who
Yes.
He also directed Crazy Heart with Jeff Bridges.
Oh, whoa. Okay.
He directed Hostels with Christian Bale,
Oh.
which I thought was an excellent movie.
Oh, that's cool. Yeah.
And it stars Kerry Russell and Matt Damon. Jesse Plemons. Actually, Jesse Plemons is interesting. I love Jesse Plemons.
I do
by the
too.
way. But he used to remind me of like an alternate reality Matt Damon.
Okay, yeah.
But these days, he's reminding me of an alternate reality. Oh, come on, Scotty. Hang on, brain fart. Now I can't even think of any movies. Philip Seymour Hoffman. Of course.
Okay. Oh, I could see that. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Oh, that's funny.
Well, I'm probably gonna watch this tonight.
Nice. Okay.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to this.
Me too. Like I said, I don't know really anything. I have no idea what this story is. I know nothing, but I know I want to see it. So
It's about a woman who falls in love with some antlers.
oh, is that what it is?
Yeah.
I
It's
knew
kind of
it.
like Titan, but with antlers.
Oh, ouch.
Yeah, no.
Oh.
Anyway, buddy, on that note,
Oh, go.
this has been a very fresh episode.
Oh.
No.
No. Get out of here.
Get out of here. Ziggy. Where's Ziggy the horror cat?
Aw, Ziggy the horror cat.
That's right. We're starting the episode with Ziggy, and we're ending the episode with Ziggy.
Perfect.
All Ziggy all the time.
Just like fresh. We started with Chad. We ended with Chad. Perfect.
Well, everybody, we love you all.
Yes.
Thank you for listening to Fun with Horror. This has been episode 36.
36.
And everybody go watch Antlers and join us next week when we discuss it.
Yes. We love you all. Goodbye.
Bye. I love you, buddy.
Love you too, man. Bye.
Bye-bye.
Is it only women that you eat?
Yeah,
Why?
that's where the market is. Plus, women just taste better.